Hello lovely people, I'm Debs. Welcome back to my channel, The Creative Book Shack. I've had a couple of requests actually, to do a quick tutorial on how to make these file folders. Now I was inspired by Margaret at Seven Plaza, who made some folders to fit into a ring binder. I just wanted folders, so quick tutorial. I'm using papers that I didn't like or didn't want or couldn't think of anything to do with. I have this pad here. What I've done is take 7 sheets, 7 12 by 12 sheets will make 3 file folders. They're reasonably thick. I've taken them in pairs, so that will be one file folder. This will be the second. This will be the third. This will be quite funky. And then you need another piece of paper for the concertina bits that go either side. So let's start by cutting those. You're going to need 7 sheets of scrapbook paper. I've got a corner rounder. I've got a scoreboard. I've actually got some double-sided sticky tape because that's by far the easiest way to do it. So to start with, I want to cut this sheet, and this is the only cutting we're going to do. So I want 2 lots of 5 inches from this 12 by 12, and then I'm left with a 2-inch bit. I'm going to cut the 2-inch bit into 4-inch rectangles. They're going to be for my labels on the front, and I'm going to cut these pieces into 4 inches, and these are going to form the concertina bits either side of the folders. So I'm going to need 6 of these, 1 each for either side of the folders, and there are 3 folders. That's it with the cutting. Oh, there goes the cutting thing. Right, on these, we're going to do all of these at the same time. With the, you've got the 4 inches at the top here, 5 inch in length. I'm going to score every inch. I'm guessing that you don't really want to watch me do 6 of these, because I am going to make 3 folders at the same time. So let's pause you while I do the other 4. Right, those are all scored down. They're at 1 inch increments. Okay, so I'm just going to put them to one side. Now this one, if you've got directional paper, I like to have it the right way up at the front. So these are your 12 by 12s. I want this bit here to be the flap that goes to the front. I am going to score this at 6. I'm going to score it at 5.5. I'm going to score it at 6.5. Okay, so that's the top bit, and this bit, it will fold in the middle this way, and then it will fold back that way, and cack-handed today, and that way. It's quite nice to get them as even as possible. So what you've got is, this is a valley fold, isn't it? So 2 mounting folds and a valley fold. Okay, the bottom one is not directional. If you want it to be directional on the inside, then just pay a little bit of attention to that. Says she, putting it the wrong way round. And again, for the bottom piece, you are going to score at 6 inches, being the middle, 5.5, and 6.5. And for this one, I folded that the wrong way. No, so this is the bottom, so I want this on the outside. So you fold it, and then you fold it up like that. And you fold this one up like that. Okay, so there's my 2 pieces. I'm going to go ahead and do the other 4 sheets. Right, I've now got 3 pairs of folded scrapbook paper. I'm going to give these a good burnish. So I'm going to open it up again. I'm going to burnish this top fold, and then I am going to burnish both of these folds. And just because I prefer to, this is my top cover, I am going to round just the front. That's going to be the opening flap. Then I'm going to do the same with this one. I'm going to burnish that middle fold. Burnish all the folds. Okay, so that is going to slot in there like that. I'll just do the other ones. I'll be back. And there are my 3 pairs, all lovingly burnished, corners rounded on the flap, on the front flap, ready to stick together. So I am going to open up the top. It doesn't matter where you stick them together. I am going to use double-sided sticky tape and glue. You could use double-sided sticky tape. You could use both. You could use glue. So I'm going to stick it very close, you see, very close to the bottom line. And then I'm going to decide how far up I want it to overlap. I'm going to go for about there. And then along the middle, I'm going to put some glue. I am then going to turn it over and just cut these bits off. You see, I wanted them to go exactly to the ends. Right, just put those out of the way. I'm going to peel that up there and fold it. You're going to come off. Yeah, I'm going to peel that down there and fold it. Then I am going to open up the bottom bit, and I want it lined up. I want it just over where the tape is, but more importantly, I want that in a straight line. So I'm going to stick that down there and pull that out. And then I'm going to flip it over and pull the one out of the back and just press it down nicely. So now this is what we have. I'm going to do the other two. Sorry, I shouldn't have turned you on until I'd finished coughing. I'm just about to do the last one, but I did just want to say that the amount of gap you overlap here is going to be equivalent to the overlap that you get on the front of the folder. So if you want it to be deeper, move the tape up or glue it higher. So that's that one. So there we have 1, 2, 3 file folders that aren't joined at the side. So the next step is to take your 5-inch by 4-inch square rectangles. I think I want the orange bit on the outside. So it doesn't actually matter whether these match up. You see there's a bit of an overlap there. I'm going to burnish these as I go. And obviously you need one on each side for each file folder. So there's the two for the first one. Okay. First file folder. Let's put it that way round. Now, I want that folded up when I place this because I want to check that it fits. If it doesn't, chop a bit off it. This one does fit. I am once again going to use both. I think I'll put that on the middle. I'm going to use both double-sided tape. The reason I'm using the double-sided tape is partly for convenience and partly because I bought a job lot of it, and I've got a huge great bag of the stuff, so I might as well use it. And I don't really like using it in junk journals, but these are fine. Right, I want it to concertina that way, so again I am going to just release that, press that down, get that as close to the edge as I can. Oh, that was a disaster, wasn't it? Let's see if I can get that off quickly. Was pulling it the wrong way. Right. Okay, disaster averted. That's the first one done. What did I do with the second? Oh, there's the second bit. I'm going to do the same with this bit on the other side. I'm going to line it up, see if it fits just about. I'm going to put some of this up the middle. Just put some glue on. I'm just going to take the whole backing paper off. I want orange bit to the outside, so I'm going to put that up against there, and I'm going to press that down. Okay, right, finally for this bit, you need to attach it to this bit. So you need to do them both at the same time. I am going to, yes, I'm going to use the tape again. So I'm going to put some tape along there, cut it, I flip it round, I'm going to put some tape along there, cut it, I'm gluing it along the top, gluing that along the top. I'm going to take the backing off the tape. Now, I want that out of the way. I'm going to press that down. I'm going to press that down. I'm going to try and line it up. I'm going to press that onto there. And there we have an expanding folder. Contrasting greens and a nice bright orange gusset. Right, I'm going to do the other two. Bear with me. And there we have 3 file folders. They've got an expandable bit at the top. They've got an expandable bit at the bottom. And they've got a nice bright and shiny expandable bit either side. So the last thing we have to do is, these are the 3 bits of 2-inch card that was the remainder of our 7th sheet of scrapbooking paper. I am just going to get a Pritt stick and my messy mat. I am going to glue that onto there so I can label it. I am going to glue that onto there. I'm going to do the same with the other two. So we have, I feel no need to ink the rectangles, the orange rectangles, because they're going to stand out on these file folders anyway. By merit of their colour. So I'm just gluing those. And that will go on there. And that will go on there. Quick as you like, you've got 3 file folders ready for you to label and store lots of things inside. Well, that's 9 I've made now. I've labelled the other 6, so I could do with 3 more. And I now only have 2 sheets of this book of scrapbooking paper that I had no idea what I was going to do with. I only have 2 sheets left. That's it. I hope that was clear. If it wasn't, let me know and I'll try and explain properly. I'll link Margreth's video below so you can see how to do them so they can go into file folders, should you wish to. I have mine freestanding. Thank you very much for popping by. Always lovely of you to do that. And I will speak to you soon. Bye for now.